What is going on, guys? Politics Gaming here, and today I'm doing a brand new live stream. Today I'm just going to be playing with the modding tool, and we're basically going to be doing our own mod in which we basically lead the United States through the war on terror. We are going to launch our own little modding spree today, so we can just go ahead and start, basically, there we go. So we can basically just start, just doing, just some fun stuff so we can mess around, stuff like that. So what we're going to be doing today, I'm actually going to go ahead and change the outlook of the United States, House and Senate, if I can actually do that. So we're going to look at what the House of Representatives looked like. Which, supposedly, I can only do this for the House of Representatives, which kind of sucks. The thing that's probably going to suck about this. I'm not going to be able to do anything with the Senate. And Wikipedia is asking for donations. 221 seats is how many seats the House of Representatives had. Results from last election to be assigned 0.41. Okay, so the Republicans had 221 seats. That'll be 47.6. Democrats go ahead and hold 212. That's what we're gonna do. It's gonna be 212. Ah, that's weird. Oh, the independents had 1 seat. Okay. So 2 seats are gonna have to be given. And the independent actually was the independent senator from Vermont. Do you know if I can change the age of my ruler? You can, but that's that's not in the modding tool. That is actually in the other thing. I forgot what it was, but Union of Independence. No, I'm gonna have to make it an ecologist. No, you know what? Actually, since we're gonna go ahead and make it a 1 seat. United Ecologist Group. He's gonna be a socialist. No, it's in the customized game tool of the game. That's what it is. 0.7% of the electorate. How much we're looking at. Union of Independents. I think Republican 221 to 212. 221 to 212, 1 seat available. I don't know. Okay, I guess I could go ahead and give that seat to the Republicans. So that's a 10-seat advantage for the Republican Party. Where can I find it? It's hard to explain. I'm kind of concentrating on this, honestly. So I corrected all of the, all of this. I'm gonna go ahead and expand that to 40 trillion in 2050. Population of the United States is 286 million right now. Let's go ahead and look up the birth rates. Birth rate USA 2000. This is going to be 2001 we're starting in. That was 2.03. In percent? I don't know what that is. Unless it was in percent. I'm gonna just go ahead and put it at 2%, honestly. National deficit of the United States at this time. Deficit of the United States. What was the deficit in 2001? 2001, the deficit was... It's pretty small, I know that. Okay, so 2001, it was about 100 billion? Okay, hang on. Okay, it's really not wanting to show me what it was. Okay, so 2001... No, wait. No, that's the budget. God damn it. Can anyone tell me what the federal deficit of the United States was in 2001? Okay, so I guess I'm gonna go ahead and set this to 1.8% of the GDP. However, there was a surplus in 2002, just after 9/11. So that's something that I could do. It's not something that's gonna be the best. Definitely need to change the president of the United States. Ellen Chao could actually be the secretary. She was another secretary under George Bush, so I could switch her around. Otherwise, I know I changed some of this actually already. This actually needs to go up. We're going to place that at 31%. I'm also going to check the excise tax as well. So yeah. Income brackets I've already changed. Laws, let's go to industry. I think there's a couple of these. So one of them actually was automobile construction. I think that one is actually supposed to be totally privatized. Unemployment benefits. Any news on an update for the game? The research tree has gotten super buggy for me, almost unplayable. Well, I mean, honestly, it is unplayable. Since the midterms are over, Eversim is most likely going to start work on the 2019 edition. I have not gotten any word yet on the 6.39 update. I'm hoping they're going to release it before the 2019 edition. I think it will be a disappointment, and I'm going to be really, really upset if they don't do that. But yeah, it's I think it's something that's going to be looked into, especially since the midterms are finally over. I don't have any news yet. I will give it to you guys as soon as I do get it, but that's all I really have on the matter right now. Abortion, gay riots, we're gonna have to move that back to civil union. Abortion, I think that was the same. It's always been the same. Property acquisition, reduced rate loans. Balance between justice and government. Migrant return assistance. Freedom of worship. Power of the religion. Assembly's powers. I grinded a huge playthrough as Greece got to the year 2042, had a $2 trillion economy with 0.6 inflation, and with the euro being worth $2.35, and just finished making a moon base, and bam, locked up. Ah, hell yeah. Power with respect to parties, nomination of the head of state, universal suffrage, rent increases. Okay, so all that's applied. We took away gay marriage, finally. So, there's probably a couple of these things that I actually need to increase their power, because they actually had a lot of power. So, these extraterrestrial guys are actually going to get a little bit more power, because they actually had, like, a bunch of followers in the late 90s. Stuff like that, so we're gonna go ahead and move that to about 250,000. New church, we're gonna go ahead and up that. A lot of these, there was a lot more cults, stuff like that back then. This is the humanist god. Satanists, Orientalists, Way of Mumaikyo. Lunar Prophet Community. Voodooists. And then religions, let's go ahead and check that. Muslim, just so we have a little bit of a reaction against Muslims. I'm going to go ahead and make Muslims 0.2. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and make them 0.07% of the population. Let me see what the historical population of Muslims have actually been. Muslim population. In 2001. Okay, actually, I could actually give them a greater share population. I'm going to give them 0.7% of the population because as of 2017, they're 1.1%. So just so they have a little bit of wiggle room, just so it's a little historical, Muslims are going to be 0.7% of the population. This would also give us a little bit of a advantage to actually take reaction against Muslims if we wish to, for the 9/11 attacks that haven't happened later in the game, which I've actually already planned them. So I have three events that are right now. Any tips for playing with small countries? Value-added tax, honestly. And then, so there's America Under Attack, which is going to be September 11th attacks in New York. There's going to be a war on terrorism, which basically changes the relationship between me and Afghanistan, since we were threatening Afghanistan for harboring them, and an Operation Enduring Freedom, which is the invasion of Afghanistan. And then, so I'm going to have another one, which is going to be called... So, this one is going to be called... this one's going to start in mid-2002. This one would basically be... I'm going to go ahead and get a timeline. Timeline of the Iraq. The Iraq War. So in 2003, oh, that's the invasion. Oh, page not found. Why are you advertising in New York Times? And at the same time, while I'm doing all this, I'm actually watching the midterms right now. So I'm just trying to make sure that nothing is actually going to happen right now. It's just so there's stuff. Aerial attacks begin. So actually, I can... America Under Attack. Operation Enduring Freedom. So that's going to be Afghanistan All-Out War. Fire a volley of missiles on a building. Yeah, we can make it all-out war. The next event is going to be... Okay, so this one is going to be the Iraq Dossier. This is going to... Where would this be? Relationship between two countries, between the United States and Iraq, are going to get poor. So we have 9/11, Afghanistan, war, Operation Enduring Freedom. That's going to happen then. And then we have right here is the Iraq Dossier, which happened in September of 2002. So I'm going to go ahead and set that to happen in September of 2002. I'm going to go ahead and do date X has been reached. So this is going to be September, beginning of September 2002. And then the month after that, that's going to be war. Which you can have the option to do a ceasefire or something like that, but this is going to be what the game is going to basically like tell you to do. And then we go all the way down to Iraq. Moving troops to the border, all-out war. Condition. And this is going to be dependent on several conditions. For one, March, I believe it was the 11th. I believe it was the 11th that hang on, timeline of the Iraq War. Okay, so March 20th, 2003 is whenever that the war began. And then it's also going to be dependent on America under attack. And it's also going to be dependent on whether Iraq is still a military totalitarian government. I need to go ahead and change Iraq to. And lastly, it's going to be dependent on whether the United States is at war with Afghanistan. Because my reasoning for this is that George Bush would not have been able to invade Iraq if America had never been attacked. So if the event doesn't happen, then it's not going to, like, it's if the event doesn't happen, then there's going to be no reason to go into Iraq. There's not going to be any reason to go into Iraq if it's a democracy. There's not going to be any reason to go into Iraq if there's not another war going on the basis of the war on terrorism. And then we will trigger this as long as all conditions are met. Congress authorizes use. I may have to make that shorter. Authorization of use of military force ratified against Iraq. So I believe those actually went through. Those events are going to happen. After that, though, we're going to have another event. Which is going to be massive unrest against the president if they decide to go to war against Iraq. It's going to be trouble. It's going to be strike. Don't forget econ events. Yeah. Which, I mean, Gabe, if you're available right now, can you actually get into the call with me so I can actually do a couple of these events that I'm missing? Hell yeah, I'm calling you now, my guy. What's going on?
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Alright. So,
I have several events already planned. That's going to be like America Under Attack, 9/11, the War on Terrorism, Operation Enduring Freedom, the Iraq Dossier, and then the authorization of use of military force.
alright, so there are several early 2000 economic events that happened. First would be the bankruptcy of Enron and all of the scandal that did some damage to the popularity of the Bush administration. But I don't remember exactly when. I believe it was October of 2001, but you're gonna have to check Wikipedia for it.
What's Enron?
All I know is that the Bush administration, the first and the W. Bush and the Bush administration, they both had some connections with Enron and that kind. And there was also the documentary about Enron that came a few years after that told the whole story. So basically, it's a scandal against the President Bush, and he takes a hit on his popularity. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
And there's also the crash of the dot-com bubble that I believe is between 2001 and 2002.
Right at the end of 2001.
Yeah.
Okay, so creating a scandal so this is, instead of scandal, it's gonna... So would that would make him lose probably like 5 points in approval, maybe?
5. Yeah, 5 is okay. I was going for 10, but I believe that's way too much.
I could do 7.
Yeah, 7.
What could the name of it be?
The name of the event?
Mm-hmm.
Enron declares bankruptcy.
And then conditions would have to be what?
I believe just a time condition. Date X has been reached.
And when did this happen?
Let me check. Enron crash. Enron scandal. Alright, so the scandal was publicized in October 2001. So first there will be the scandal, which will take the hit, and then there's a bankruptcy, which would be just your Secretary of State saying, oh, this happened. Let me see when there was the actual...
I just set it at the beginning of October.
Alright, so they declared bankruptcy exactly in November 30, 2001.
November 30, okay.
George W. Bush, don't forget it.
Shut up.
White hair, like white-ish hair. And don't forget the VP is a bald guy with glasses.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I have an idea. The billionaire in the game before the bankruptcy of Enron should be Ken Lay.
Be who?
Kenneth Lay, the former CEO of Enron, as the billionaire. I send you the Wikipedia link.
Okay.
And then when there's a bankruptcy, it changes to another guy. Let me see. Probably it's right wing, so just the one of the Koch brothers.
There's the good glasses for Dick Cheney.
No, his glasses are actually round, as far as I know.
Yeah, I know. I just changed it.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
there's
there's
a
a delay.
Oh, he's perfect.
That's a perfect Dick
Looks
Cheney.
exactly like him.
Speaker of the House of Representatives in 2000. That was some old white guy. That forgot his name though.
An old white guy. You just described pretty much half of the
Shut
houses.
And I'll leave the Speaker of the House alone for now. I created a good old Muslim community. And I'm gonna have to make a couple other people, you know, Tony Blair, stuff like that, like. Whoa, I almost overwrote my other thing. Call it the War on Terror. Dang, it's about as close as it is in the Real House right now. And then make sure that Iraq is a military totalitarian government. Yep, they are. Name of my boy Saddam Hussein. You there?
I'm still here. All right. So in the 2000s, the euro becomes the currency in Europe in about 2002. But I don't think there is an event where pretty much every European country decides to follow the euro.
Mm-hmm.
Like you would have to create a currency for each country and then do them over. It's possibly better to just leave a footnote saying, "Oh yeah, so this happened," instead of just doing the whole event for now.
True. Let me see. Organizations, North Atlantic Treaty Organization, European Union. I can disable the European Union.
Actually, the European Union was already there at
Yeah,
that
because
time.
the euro was already... The euro was already,
There was the European Union, but it was called the EEC.
No,
And
they
then the euro
created
came
it
along
in
and
1999. At the
Oh,
very
I see.
yeah, December 31st, 1999 is whenever the euro launched.
It was 99. The other was
99.
2000.
December 31st, 1999, the euro launched.
Oh, so there's no problem.
The only problem
you're
is
just gonna have to.
how much it has expanded.
Yeah, you're gonna have to get some countries out of the eurozone. That's the
Lithuania,
problem.
the Baltic
Especially
states, all of those were
the
not.
Baltics, the Balkans as well.
I'm gonna have
Most of the
to hand Crimea back to Ukraine.
To Ukraine, yeah.
I think, yeah, I reunified Sudan.
Reunify Sudan. There's Syria as well, which is not in civil war.
Syria, I'm gonna have to figure out because I don't know how to do that. I need to disable the independence movement. The flag of Georgia would have to change. Afghanistan, I'm gonna have to change the flag as well.
Yeah, Afghanistan was the Taliban.
Yeah,
right?
I already did that where I like nation. If I go to nation, yeah, I changed it to a religious Islamic republic in Afghanistan.
I see. So, when you conquer those countries, you get the event. You're gonna get the event where they become the countries that they are today. Correct?
What?
Because when in the game, it's very complicated for you to just go there and change the country, because they'll just be the same country. The only thing that changes is the political party.
Mm-hmm.
So you're gonna have to get an event where if you conquer Iraq, for example, you remove Saddam and you get a new guy, and there's the whole changes that went into the country. It's not a military dictatorship anymore, and etc.
Mm-hmm. I forced Pakistan to give the United States military access. What else? Oh, shit. I'm gonna have to... I know exactly what I need to do. I just realized this. Serbia is gonna have to annex Kosovo and Montenegro.
And change the name to Yugoslavia.
Yugoslavia. So Kosovo.
And change the I believe that their party at the time was conservative rightist. But I might be mistaken.
Montenegro is there. Kosovo is gonna have to get annexed. Yeah, there we go. That looks all superpowered 2-y now. Was the former Yugoslav Republic of Macedonia a part of Serbia then?
Yes, it was. It became independent in 91.
Okay, so it wasn't in 2001.
Yeah, actually, pretty much everybody declared independence in 91. That's how the war started. Okay. Let me see.
So I'm gonna have to change the name. Nation. So it's gonna be called Yugoslavia, right?
Yeah.
What was their GDP in 2001?
Oh. Let me see, Yugoslavia, 2001. GDP. I can't find the data anywhere.
Supposedly it was 11 billion, 2001.
Just combine all the countries and then deduct about 14% of growth of their current GDP. Not growth, their current GDP, to reflect the time that has passed.
Oh, that's another situation I could do a mod for. The Yugoslav Wars.
Actually, an 80s mod would be cool as well.
There is an 80s mod.
There is, but
Jake
as far as I know, it's pretty much broken.
That's good.
But it's mostly fault of Eversim, not the modder.
I'll go ahead and make the.
It would be really nice to play as the UK in the 80s. Or try to get Brazil into a decent democracy.
Okay, Brazil's fucked, okay? So, there you go.
Yeah, Brazil would, in your mod, you would have to change the government to socialist and get Lula into the game, but like South America, with the exception of Argentina, pretty much wasn't involved. So for now, just change Argentina later.
Mm-hmm. So Yugoslavia was a federal republic, right?
A socialist federal republic, but I think that by the 2000s it was already
were they a parliamentary or were they presidential?
Fuck. Let me find Yugoslavia in the 2000s. Here, 2000 is Yugoslavia. Let me see. Yeah, actually Yugoslavia was socialist at that time.
Of course they were socialist. They were always socialist.
No, I thought that I was thinking that after the whole situation of the wars, they would get several right-wing governments in each republic.
So but that would make
the only governments later.
So I guess I'll make the Union of Socialist Democrats the party in power?
Yeah.
Well, should they be a single party? Or just have a shitload of seats?
Get them like 50 plus 1% of the seats.
Okay, so they're also going to be like religious leaning. So would they be Orthodox or Christian? Would they be Christian?
They won't have a religious leaning.
But weren't the Serbians were like super like
Orthodox. I'm not sure. I don't really know. I would have to get an actual Serb or Bosnian here to answer that. I don't know. I don't know much about the Yugoslav wars.
Okay, so National Christian Coalition. I'm gonna go ahead and give a shitload of seats. Serbian Orthodox Party. That sounds so right.
Actually, the party was the country was although it is Orthodox. The political party isn't religious. But anyway, you change that later.
Damn it! Not Poland. Go to Yugoslavia. So I changed them to an authoritarian federal republic. Because I think they were really much like a federal republic, honestly.
They were a federal republic, but they pretty much had a monopoly in power that time, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Finally, I got the right name here. So Federal Republic of...
Yeah, it was the Federal Republic of
Yugoslavia. Yugoslavia, let's see.
But they were still named that even after they broke up.
Work Federacy.
Okay, so...
Yeah, they were a democracy, but they were like Russia.
They were super today, authoritarian.
Yeah, authoritarian. And they slowly democratized.
So, let me see. Okay, so it was seceded by the Federal Republic of Yugoslavia, which was Serbia and Montenegro.
Yeah, Philip here in the chat said that it was called Yugoslavia until 2008.
It says they were Federal Parliamentary Constitutional Republic. Like I'm concentrating more on Serbia than
the actual Horde of Terror. And the head of state just changed to a dude with white hair. Dude.
Shouldn't he be some like military guy?
No, just changed to a... It was Slobodan something, Milosevic, I guess. Until October 2000.
Well, I'm starting in January 20th, 2001.
I see. So he was succeeded by Vojislav Kostunica. It's a dude with black hair and glasses. Like those square glasses.
So I guess I'll just call it Serbia and Montenegro?
No, just call it Yugoslavia for short. Even the Millennium Dawn mod calls them Yugoslavia.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, change a couple of laws in Yugoslavia. Consumption of marijuana illegal. Restricting births. Birth control. Gay rights. Wouldn't that be illegal in Yugoslavia?
Alright, about the individual laws in there, I really don't know.
Yeah. Individual laws, I'm only gonna, like, be kinda...
Oh, there's one country that you should definitely add. You should modify Libya. Gaddafi was still in power at that time.
Yeah, but they're a literal clusterfuck right now. Any country rampant with, like, terrorism, I'm gonna kind of leave alone until I can figure out how to, like, piece them back together. It's gonna take a while to do that.
You're gonna have, I believe you have to remove the individual organizations there. Yeah, that's probably how it is, but you better not do it now, because you can eventually do it wrong. Not sure.
Don't think it was illegal in any of the Warsaw Pact nations, but effectively was. So, what's going on? Iran, I don't really have to change. Oh, I know exactly what I need to do. It's gonna be a organization. Australia.
I need to get the mod to one of these days.
Yeah, I thought about it and I just bought it, honestly.
Yeah. The problem is that it's like $60 here in Brazil, so having a devalued currency fucking sucks.
Yeah, don't have a devalued currency, fag. Okay, what? Oh, I need to select a city.
A mod that would actually be really cool to do is there was a mod from the guys that made the Kaiserreich mod for Hearts of Iron that was the aftermath of Kaiserreich, that was in the Cold War and how it would be, but they eventually gave up on the mod because they wanted to get the story of the Kaiserreich to be neutral, and because they wanted to focus solely on that mod, so that mod died.
I don't really know about Yugoslavia, but in the USSR, homosexuality was illegal. They said it was a fascist thing.
So what?
I'm making the ANZUS Pact, but basically, I don't know, because apparently New Zealand was actually like, suspended from it. But I could just make it because it's actually in Superpower 2, which makes Australia and New Zealand and the United States allies.
PG will still need me because I need to do some stuff here
Alright.
that I was already doing before.
Alright, I'll see ya.
Doing some stuff for my friends. Alright. See you later.
See ya. What I'm also gonna do, I'm actually gonna change the economic situation in Greece. There's a couple of factors I need to change. Hang on. Greek GDP was $124 billion. And then Greek debt was 104.9% of its GDP. So I could do just over that number. I could do $130 billion. And then unemployment. Greek unemployment in 2000 was around 11%. What's going on, Rogo Dorn? However you say that name. What else is going on? Laws. How goes this country management? Really fun because I get to screw around and make 9/11 happen and stuff like that. I thought there was a way for me to do a description of something. I'm actually, right now, while I'm doing all this, I actually need to make the anthrax attack. Didn't plane traffic decrease during 9/11? Yes, it actually did. "9/11 is one of the most interesting events in American history." Modify the world. Military treaties. networks, diplomatic relations. I think, surprisingly, I actually don't have to change Russia because the president is still Vladimir Putin. China, I actually may have to change because I think actually that was Hu Jintao that actually was the president of China during this time. Now, China actually I could give them a couple of regions. I don't know. I'm trying to figure this out. Oh. Okay, so one thing I actually have to do. Independence of region. We're going to go ahead and give independence to Crimea. And then Ukraine is going to annex Crimea. And then as well, Ukrainians and the Russians are actually going to have really, really good relations. And then them in Belarus as well. Baltics obviously are going to have salty relations with Russia. They have always been at odds. Russia is also, we're going to put... I'm thinking of either giving independence or it's just going to be a very, very strong terrorist network in Russia. Very strong. Okay, no. Okay, this is what I'm gonna do. Chechnya, they're gonna have the region controlled by them because that was actually that's where the insurgency actually was. They actually had to like near complete control over the Chechnyan region. Armed extremists, they're gonna have max amounts. I'm gonna give them a crapload of these things. So the Russians actually have to put like a huge amount of resources into this area. Armed pickup trucks. They're an Islamist group. Could actually initiate a city battle. And then that's going to be in Grozny. Where's Grozny? So that didn't go through. Okay. Russia, I don't know what the Duma looked like in 2001. Can probably change that later. National service. Gay rights is illegal. Abortion. I don't know what Russia's abortion policy was. So that's going to be enough out of Russia. Ukraine is going to beat the terrorists. They're not going to have anything anymore. East Donbass. Homosexuality was legal after the USSR, but unions never were. Okay, so I'll have to change that back. Uh-oh, my game froze. Oh, shit. Let's just give it a minute. I'm not gonna press anything. This coming out of Montana. Montana actually is starting to look like it's going to go blue this year. Yeah, Democrat is in the lead by about a point. It's actually changed from a while ago. I think this game may have just frozen on me and I'm gonna have to... Oh no, it crashed! It crashed! No! No! All that data! All that data! I'm going. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. Bye guys. Get out of here. I'm done.